before he will leave for the day. He was so busy that he did not realize his own shoes are broken too. And since he was so busy taking care of his customers, his own shoe got broken to the extent that he had wounds in his feet. Again, he did not have enough time to take care of his wounds. So one fine day, he couldn't come to work. Since he was the only cobbler in the small village, and people are walking on those broken roads, in a month's time, the whole village was limping, just because that one cobbler did not have time to fix his own shoes. My question to you, as you are deliberating about organizational happiness this morning, are you happy? Are you taking care of your own shoes? And I hope in the next 40 minutes or so that I have with you, I will share some of the experiences with you and invite you to pick what you find of value. So you can take care of your own shoes because you have the whole village to take care of when they have trouble with their shoes. So today is going to be all about you. It's very interesting how we work, right? So when I do leadership programs, there will be some manager who will come to me and say, "Sir, बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हैं सर आप. मेरे team member इधर होते ना, they would have learned a lot today." If I'm doing a relationship session with couples, husband will come and say, "Sir, बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हैं सर आप. सब बातें मेरी बीवी पे फिट बैठती हैं." So please don't pass that in-between person. Few things would be for you, as applicable to you as to the employees and also to the whole organization. Because organizations are nothing but collection of all these individuals, individual mindsets, individual attitudes. So first level of reflection, reflected on yourself. Second level of reflection, think of the guy who is troubling you or the person in your team troubling you. And third, collectively, how you can utilize some of it for the whole of organization. Because I heard that since morning we have been discussing about happiness. Let's just think about it. Why does an organization come to life? It is because the stakeholders, it can be a founder of a startup or a community or a group, they want you to feel delighted. Now what I mean by delight is not necessarily money. I'm talking about satisfaction. It can be a social entrepreneurship or whatever. But ultimately, an organization will come to life only if there are stakeholders and they want to feel delighted. Now we have known enough that they will only be delighted when customers would be delighted. When would customers be delighted? They would be delighted when we have culture of excellence in an organization. Especially now when the dynamics of change are so fast and things are changing so fast. If you have a very adaptive organization and we can learn fast, fail fast, and learn from our failures again, we have chances of becoming the lion who will catch the lunch. Of course, the million-dollar question is, how do you create an organization that has culture of excellence? And this is where all of us come in. I believe that it's the delighted employees. And delighted employees are engaged in employees, they are involved employees, and they are innovative and productive employees. And this is where, when I was listening to the deliberation, I want to inject first thought. You guys are the cause of that delight that we see on top. Ultimately, we are dealing with human beings. And if they are delighted, they are going to do everything to maintain that delight. And if you take that hope away from me that tomorrow is going to be a better day, do you think I'm going to work to my full potential? Everybody talks about customer delight, but we have to think, customer delight, above that is stakeholder delight. But the cause of all this is delighted employees. We'll build the story of it. What I'm sharing with you is not that I'm using you as guinea pigs. It's that pain which is translating into these concepts now that I've faced for 25 plus years while working with corporates. And I'm pretty sure you'll connect with many of them. Fortunately, I've worked with now many organizations from diverse sectors, tested these concepts and seen relevance of it, right from government to private organization. I was very fortunate to work with sports teams, Indian Army, and the dynamics is very interesting. I think we all should get exposure to all these at some point of time. Because what we are trying to achieve in a quarter or a year in an organization, corporate. When you are working with sports team, what I'm talking to the person today is going to get reflected tonight. And the pressures are very different. So you get to learn almost what I had learned in corporate in a very fast-forward environment. It was an amazing, fascinating experience. In fact, let me share an experience of Indian Army interaction that I had in Leh and Ladakh. Now, all of us feel dissatisfied at work. You are not offering me great conditions to live. And I met this guy, youngster, who had just gotten married, was posted on Sergeant Glacier at 14,000 feet in a 10 by 15 tent with 8 of his colleagues, freezing outside. Boiling potato takes 2 hours. Even if you boil, you're not feeling hungry. You cannot sleep for days. And when you go out, there's no place to even jog. He said he was on a post where if you came out, you had to just climb down. After 3 months, imagine you're living for 3 months. It was supposed to be the new party coming in and this party going away. It snowed. They couldn't move for 2 additional months. What are we talking about? I think we have to have these experiences. This cross-pollination of experiences brought to our employees, brought to our own self, to feel life is beautiful. We have to take it from here on, see what we got. I was very fortunate to work with a lot of students, a lot of youngsters. So millennials that we are all talking about since morning, I have been very fortunate to interact with at least 60,000 now of these millennials. Fortunately now in different countries also. I get to hear the other side of the story, anxieties that they feel, the thought processes that they have. I'm going to share some of those examples with you as well. And finally, very lucky to, these are all students, but right from the spiritual domain, because whenever I tell them that I have something to do with happiness, they say, oh, you are doing what Jaggi Vasudevan Gurudev and Sri Sri Gurudev is doing, right? So I said, yeah, they are my competitors. Then I said, no, I have a lot of respect and reverence to them. But if somebody is MS Dhoni, somebody has to be Rishabh Pant also. And I was very fortunate. And I'm very proud to share with you. I did tour of Europe, but in Africa. I was very fortunate to have in Namibia the President, First Lady, Governor of their central bank in my audience. And what was amazing in all experiences that I had in Africa, whether it was for the central bank, whether it was here, 60% of the people sitting in the room were taking notes. And vote of thanks was not done by like somebody. Vote of thanks was done by Governor of Central Bank. And when he gave that vote of thanks, I was floored because even I could not have summarized my own talk as good as he did, which told me that he was totally engaged. Why I'm sharing all this with you? In India, we know a lot. In fact, if I try to or you try to tell somebody 5 things, those people already know 7 things. And out of those 7, 4 things are about how your 5 things are wrong. Hence, we have a lot of knowledge. Unfortunately, we are not able to put that into action. India, which was considered a spiritual guru in the world, has now the largest percentage of probably stressed people. World Health Organization says 1 in 4 is actually clinically depressed and 1 in 2 is stressed. So you can imagine how many depressed and stressed people we have in this room if we follow that statistics. Because we are not following what we know. And this is where my transformation started. I said on one side we feel so proud of India being cultural, heritage, all this. On the other way, we are not able to utilize that wisdom for our own lives. So I wanted to do something different. That's how Engineering Happiness was born. Now, how the world is changing, let me share one example with you. Very recent one. I went to Goa